What is up, guys? It is me, Jack, back once again with another goal video. It is that time of the year, folks, where we look back on all of our kind of achievements of the past year. We look at all the things we set for ourselves as a goal at the start of 2022, I guess. Yeah, 2022 at this point. We've been doing this a few years. I look back at everything we set ourselves for the year. We tick off the things that we've accomplished, and we maybe do a kind of reassessment on those that we didn't, and talk about where we succeeded or failed. Let's just dive directly into the goals we set for ourselves in 2022. So, first up, straight away, we had a goal of hitting 3,000 Twitch followers. We didn't actually achieve 3,000 Twitch followers this year. That's the first time we haven't hit a follower goal for Twitch in quite some time. However, I feel like there's a couple of explanations for that, and honestly, I don't feel too bad about it. We actually achieved, I think the exact number was 2,719, and that's after I've went in and removed all of the kind of fake bot accounts from our follower total. So honestly, still an improvement from the start of the year. We did spend a lot of time this year in categories of Twitch that weren't as particularly popular, or maybe played a couple of niche kind of fringe games that are often, you know, quite quiet on Twitch. Plus, we also did a couple of other things, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Second, point number 2, build up on Instagram, upload upload more, and get a follower number of 300. Now, if anybody has an Instagram, you'll probably realize that getting 300 people to follow you on Instagram is not that difficult. Now, when we set this goal, we had a follower count of 87 people following us. I'm going to be honest, guys, we didn't actually hit this goal either. You can tell how the direction and trajectory this video is going to go, but no, I didn't put a lot of effort into Instagram this year, and unfortunately that just meant that we didn't actually get that many more follows. Just as simple as, there's nothing to be unhappy about or whatever. It's just we didn't put a lot of effort in, and therefore we didn't see like massive results. I think our follower count on Instagram right now is like 117, so there is a marginal improvement there of like, I don't know, 20% or something, but yeah, maybe it's something we can work forward into next year, and we'll talk about that a little bit further on. But for the time being, no, we did not hit this goal. Finally, we get to number 3 here, and I'm quite pleased to say that we did actually fix our GPU situation. We managed to get our GPU sorted. If anybody remembers the fiasco of last year, we had built a brand new streaming PC, which was fantastic, except because of all the GPU issues, we didn't get our graphics card for a long time. This actually resolved itself in February when we did actually manage to get our GPU, so I'm pleased about that. We also managed to update our emotes and alerts. I did feel like we added some new emotes, and we did definitely add some new alerts, donation alerts, obviously the animated emotes on Twitch specifically, and I'm pretty pleased with that, so that one was fine. This one right here I'm also very pleased about. Install and use the Elgato Stream Deck. Now, I am actually using my Elgato Stream Deck right now, and this was one of the best decisions and goals we set for ourselves. So without getting into it too much, guys, obviously the whole reason for us doing these videos in the first place is to actually make sure we're making some sort of progress and that we're not too stagnant. Now, sometimes we do find, like in the example of goal number 1 and goal number 2 here, we obviously haven't managed to achieve exactly what we wanted, but the whole point of this is to make consistent progress, and it's to pat ourselves on the back when we achieve it, and also look at when we're doing something a bit more scuffed, and try and push it forward to be a little bit more you know, just do things a little bit more efficiently. The Elgato Stream Deck goal number 5 here was one of my goals. I had it from Mrs. Wolfie as a gift a year or two ago. I'd never used it, and so I set myself a specific goal to get my act together and set it up, and it's been amazing. It's one of the best additions I've added to my stream in a long time. It makes my life so much easier, and I can't imagine not setting up my stream without it now. Goal number 6, upgrade a webcam or a professional camera. This is something I did not achieve this year. I would like to do so, and although my webcam looks okay right now, I'm still using the same one, the very same webcam I used all those years ago to record our first ever pieces of YouTube content. There's no excuse not to upgrade some of the hardware as we go, and just do ourselves a bit of a favour. So again, this one we didn't achieve it. Do more IRL streams, either from the flat or outside, COVID permitting. This is also something I didn't do. And although I definitely easily could have pushed myself to do a couple of IRL streams, the area we were in, my mobile internet that I had at the time, was just not good enough, really. And although we tried some IRL streams around the flat once or twice, it was only once or twice when I was sick and things like that, so we didn't actually end up doing IRL streams. Something I would still be interested in doing in the future, but for the time being, not an immediate goal, and I'm not too upset we didn't hit this one. Get contact lenses. This is one that, again, I would love to score off, guys, but unfortunately we didn't do it. Very lazy 2022, I think. Again, we'll discuss everything that we got up to very soon, but I didn't actually get contact lenses. I'd like to remove these, guys, so that I can go back to streaming without my glasses, even for going out for meals or going out to just places, you know. I'd like to actually have contact lenses so that I don't have to wear these big, massive doofer specs. I just never done it. I just chose not to do it. Update the merch store, new designs and products. This is something we did achieve and I'm very pleased about. Towards the, I think it was around about February, March, I contacted Jesse. We did a setup over, I think over the course of like a few weeks, a month or so. Me and Jesse worked together. Jesse did the vast majority of the work, and we did actually add a bunch of stuff to our merch store. I think we added 16 new products. So if you guys want to buy some Mr. Wolfie merch, it'll be linked below as always in the YouTube description. Thank you to Jesse for helping me through that. Number 10, improve my bookkeeping accounts, track my expenses better. This is also something I did actually achieve. My expenses this year, this is a very boring topic, but in terms of tax and basically just the way that I track my expenses, the way that I keep my invoices, it's all smoother now, the whole system. It's like I said, it's not a very exciting topic, but I am doing this better, and I have been able to make grounds on this, which is good, because it does mean that we can actually manage ourselves better and also save a bit of money towards the end of the year, which is great. So well done me. Overall, overhaul my YouTube channel. Hardest challenge, 8,000 subs was our 8,000 subs. Like to have a new banner, new thumbnails, make shorts, have an editor. Okay, so a couple things to think about here. We did actually do a lot of stuff with our YouTube channel this year. In terms of actually editing VODs to be shorter and recording locally, this is something I did do, which is excellent. So this year, our channel had 506,000 views, which was a decrease on last year. This year, we obviously took a backseat in terms of some of the YouTube content. I wanted to swap things up. This whole overhaul word here is what I was trying to organize, and I wanted to just maybe do some new stuff with YouTube just to try. But for the time being, the YouTube channel has kind of just remained consistent. I've not put a ton of effort into it, but I did make a good go at making a ton of shorts this year, and it's something that we're going to talk about for our goals for 2023. So I'll wait for that until we get to it. But for the time being, our YouTube channel is fine. We're actually at 9,300 subs, so we're very close to 10,000 subs, which is cool. Again, we'll talk about that later. Maintain and build upon my fitness routine. I did actually achieve this throughout the whole of 2022, something I'm actually quite proud of, and it's definitely one of the best things I've chosen to do in the last 2-3 years. I have managed to maintain a fitness routine, a basic, albeit basic fitness routine, but I walk regularly. I do some dumbbell lifting, and I do planks, I do press-ups, all this kind of boring stuff, and it's all from my home, all from my flat. I don't actually go to the gym, which would be the next step in this trajectory of fitness, but for the time being, this does me just fine, and I'm very pleased with how I am. Last but not least, save for a mortgage. This is something, again, me and Mrs. Wolfie did consistently throughout the year, so again, this is another one that was not a very exciting goal, but we did actually manage to achieve it. Me and Mrs. Wolfie not only have been saving consistently each and every month and managing to stay on track with our savings goals, but we also have actually moved out of our current flat, and we have chosen to move in with Mrs. Wolfie's sister, Dawn, in an effort to save money throughout the year. So we made a lot of big moves at the end of 2022, and it's possibly, I mean, I don't want to make excuses for myself, but we did spend a lot of time off stream working on real life stuff, guys, and maybe so some of these other things like buying a webcam or doing IRL streams, perhaps maybe streaming as much and as consistently as we should have done. Some of these things were put by the wayside for real life stuff. Me and Mrs. Wolfie are at a junction in our life where we're trying to get into a new place and get our own house and move forward in life, and it's a slow burner, but it's a good one and it's going well. So we have managed to save consistently, and I'm very pleased about that. So that was all my goals from last year, guys. Let's quickly jump into the next part and talk about my goals for next year. Okay, first and foremost, these are our goals that we never achieved from last year, and it's something that we definitely need to work on moving forward. So a couple of these have been around for a while, and we need to ask like why we haven't actually accomplished some of them. Okay, so straight up, first of all, goal number 6 for 2023, I'd like to get my internet resolved. So if you guys have been hanging out in the stream, because we moved house back in with Mrs. Wolfie's sister, one of the things that we've been looking at this year is to try and get new internet obviously sorted. Now, this is something I didn't expect was going to be that big of a deal, but it turned into a massive fiasco, and it's something I've been chasing and battling with the IP provider for quite some time in order to get it solved. I think this will be done by January. Fingers crossed, we'll have to wait and see, but this is something that's going to take a lot of energy. I would like to finish 3 new YouTube projects that I have scheduled to be finished before the end of February. This is to do with Digimon World Next Order and the re-release on Steam and the Switch. That's going to take a lot of my time in the early points of the year, but I do think these videos will be a benefit to us moving forward. So we'll see. We'll be able to have a look at the end of December 2023 and actually analyse whether the videos were completed on schedule and also whether they did well. So finish Trails of Cold Steel YouTube playthrough and Persona 5R YouTube playthroughs. 2 series that I started inside of 2022, and they've kind of laid dormant on my YouTube channel as we've kind of phased in and out of other projects and in and out of other games and in and out of other things, right? I would like to finish Trails of Cold Steel too, so if anybody has been watching this series. These VODs don't get a lot of views, and that's often why I kind of stray from my normally organized path when producing these kind of things. I don't enjoy leaving content hanging like that. So P5R, we're at the Shido Palace on our uploads. I'd like to also finish that playthrough also. Quite boring, but I would like to finish these. So this is quite a big one, and again, I'll try and nip through it as quickly as I can, but I would like to change up my streaming routine, guys. I would like to do 4 days of streaming, and I would like to do 2 days of making content specifically for YouTube and TikTok moving into the new year. It would be nice to maybe have like a kind of routine where I do 4 days of streaming rather than 6 days of streaming, and then I dedicate some extra time to making content. Give myself a bit more structure, give you guys a little bit more structure for viewing, and maybe just try and boost some of these other things that are happening in life, right? So Twitch is fine, but obviously for anybody that's done small time Twitch content creation, you'll know that you have to also try and pump out content on other media forms. YouTube Shorts are a big thing right now, as is TikTok. So in order to make my YouTube Shorts and my TikToks a bit more consistent and have these uploaded regularly, if I was to set myself a day or 2 in the week to do some content, then it would be kind of cool to have this on an actual routine upload schedule. YouTube really does reward people who upload consistently on a regular basis, and so there are pieces of software and websites out there to help you actually streamline this. These are things that we really should be having a look at, as they are big inside of the industry, and it's something that I definitely need to get more of a hang on, rather than just uploading like sporadically when the inspiration comes. I feel like some people can achieve that, but it's not often a good recipe for consistent success. It's not a good habit to build, so I think that we could do it better, basically. I would like to this is a boring one, I would like to buy a new hard drive, a bigger hard drive into the new year, and I'd like to move my existing older hard drive data onto the new one. On this line of thinking, in terms of becoming more professional, more organized, I do and should have already set up a cloud-based backup service, so some sort of like annual subscription that I can pay to and just have an online cloud storage. It's a joke that I don't have this already, guys, and it's something that I've looked at but haven't actually done, so it's something I'd like to organize and pay for in the new year. Goal number 13, we're getting there, guys, we're getting there, we're nearly done, I swear. I would like to organize a gifting service or set up some sort of wish list. I get asked by you guys all the time, Jack, can I buy you this game? Jack, can I buy you this product? And honestly, it's a very humbling experience, guys. It's a very privileged position to be in, and I am so grateful every time each and every one of you guys have suggested this. It warms the heart with joy. However, often what I find myself saying to you guys is, don't do it, guys. Don't buy me X game. Don't send me X code. If you guys want to support me, there's often ways to do it. I think a way in which I could actually enhance this experience is actually just to set up some sort of third-party gifting software. This is a thing that a lot of streamers use, and I think it would actually be cool. If anything, it'll lead to good videos where we can maybe do unboxing of gifts or things like that. I'm not entirely sure. We'll pencil that in for the time being. Number 14, set up a few specific affiliate links where possible to a few things. There's a couple of programs out there, guys, that I have clocked. Obviously, we've had a bunch of sponsorship this year, both through Stream Elements, but also through other third parties. Obviously, we were sponsored by Udi this year, which was pretty cool. I would like to potentially sign up as an Audible affiliate, which is the other kind of program that I've alluded to here rather mysteriously. So if anybody is at all interested, it's something I've looked at in the past but never actually pulled the trigger on, and I would like to. So yeah, that's one of those things. Number 15, automate League Fridays to make the sign-up process smoother. This is something that I've talked about a few times. So when we play League of Legends on Fridays, a bunch of you guys turn up, and a lot of the time I'm trying to juggle a couple of you guys and get you into the games in an order that's fair. In the beginning it was easy when we only had 10 people, but now we're starting to get to the point where sometimes there's up to 20-30 people waiting to play. I'd like to make this a smoother process, and if we could automate it in terms of like link commands in the chat, which links to potentially an Excel spreadsheet or a document where people could sign up. I've spoken to a couple of people in the community about this, and I think it is possible. Whether we actually put it together or not will take a strong degree of... it'll take some time, and it'll take some practice, and it'll also take some technical knowledge, which I do not possess and which I am going to rely on some of the community members for. But if we could organise this moving forward, that would be really cool. So begin investing, buy some stocks, simple as, guys. I should have done this a long time ago. As someone with a finance background at university, I really should have been investing over the years. I'm getting to the point where I'm nearly 30, and honestly, I've almost missed the boat on it. But obviously, as they say, the best time to plant a tree is yesterday, and the second best time is today. So I would like to try and get investigated, or I would like to investigate this and try it a little bit. sustainable and stable portfolio is something I'd like to do, and it's something I should have done already. So I'm going to actually have a go at this year. And if any of you guys are familiar with investing or use certain websites, come talk to me about it, and I'll have a chat with you on the stream, because I'd like to learn before I actually pull the trigger on where I'm going with this. So yeah. Save at the bungalow, wait for an opportunity to buy your own place. This might take some effort when the time comes. Yeah, the reason I've added this in, guys, is an actual goal. Obviously, I am still saving for a house, and it's very boring, but I put it in here because it is actually a factor of my life that needs to be organised, and it takes some time. So in terms of goals, I will be allocating a substantial amount of hours to this with Mrs. Wolfie throughout the year, whether it's planning, whether it's discussing, whether it's actually saving and allocating the money, going to speak to a mortgage advisor or whatever. Save for a bungalow, from the bungalow where we're staying now, and getting in our new place would be ideal. Continue my exercise routine, walking and working out at home. Something I hope to do into 2023. I've put it in again as a goal. It's almost become a regular part of my daily routine, not daily, but weekly routine at this point. I'd love to keep it up, and if I can get to 2023's December, having still done this, I will feel massively pleased with myself. We'll see how we get on. Last but not least, I have a specific side project that I would like to do. I'm not going to reveal too many things about this, but there's something I really want to do this year. And whether I can actually do all of it this year or not remains to be seen, but I've got an idea for something I really want to do, and it's going to take a substantial amount of time. It won't really affect you guys too much in terms of streaming, so it's nothing crazy. It's nothing to do with like Twitch or YouTube or whatever, but it is related to content creation, and it is related to something that I would like to do, and it might even benefit me in the future. So I'll give you guys more information on this when the time comes, and maybe in 2023 I can actually reveal what it was, but for the time being, this is my list, guys. It's been a long video. I'm looking at my OBS, and it's a 30-minute video. I don't even know if I can be asked to edit this, but if you have watched this far and have watched through the video, I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for the support throughout the year on YouTube, on Twitch, through all the sponsorships that we've done, through all the gifted subscriptions, all the Twitch Primes, all of the bits that you guys have donated, all the sound alerts you guys have played. I'm very grateful, folks. I couldn't do this without yous, and I really truly hope that you guys had a good Christmas, a good holiday season, and I hope that you have a fantastic 2023. We'll check in on this video next year, see how we got on. Fingers crossed it went well, and yeah, that's it from me. Peace out, guys. Look after yourselves, and I'll see yous in the next one.